Welcome back to the Devil May Cry playthrough. In today's part, we have to get more stuff so that we can try and open up the door to the final area. But first, now that we have the 2 amulets, we can get our upgrade, Force Edge. What was originally the worst weapon in the game has now turned into Soul Edge from Soul Calibur. Not sure how that works, but it even transforms into other weapons like Soul Edge. Anyways, what we got now is the Sparta. Essentially how this weapon works is that it's stronger than Alistair, which means it's probably stronger than Ifrit as well. I'm not sure, but anyways, it's stronger. It has a longer reach than Alistair, or at least I think. I mean, it can transform to adjust to just about any situation, and it uses all the same moves as Alistair. So it'll use the Stinger, and it'll use the Round Trip, which I haven't really used, but if you want to know how the Round Trip works, essentially, you hold down the circle button after an attack, and you can throw your weapon, it'll home in. That's how it transforms into the Scythe form. But the only downside to the Sparta is that you can't enter Devil Trigger mode with it. So it really varies from person to person. If you really like using Devil Trigger mode, then naturally you're probably not going to use Sparta. But I'm always looking for the best weapon to use, and Sparta to me is the best weapon. So if I don't get Devil Trigger mode, I'm okay with that. Not sure what your playstyle is, but I'm just saying. Anyways, here in this swimming section, we have to take on Sin Scissors, which I already mentioned before. And this sucks because Sin Scissors, when you hit them, they fly backwards. Eventually, they'll run into a wall, and you can't hit them when they're in the wall. So you gotta wait for them to fly out of the wall really slowly because we gotta be creepy. And while you're paying attention to one, another swims around behind you and just attacks you. And then when you look around, you shoot that guy for a bit. His buddy's probably going to be stabbing at you as well, so essentially it's all just a game of getting hit, turning around, and then at least trying to attack another guy. It's bullshit. Oh well, but I've learned that you can also strafe when you're swimming underwater. All you have to do is hit the aim button and the triangle button, moving in a different direction. So essentially, you can strafe to the left if you move the analog stick to the left, strafe to the right. It's more for taking on the Lizardmen than it is for taking on the Sin Scissors. Oh well, but with that done, we're almost done with all the swimming bits. We just have this. You remember in the other version of this room where a giant pillar would appear? Yeah, now you gotta swim. And you'll only be underwater for a set amount of time, so you gotta swim upwards as quickly as you can. To the top of the spire, I guess. I think that's what it's called, a spire, or spiral. Oh well. Once you jump over here, we can get the next item we need. The Philosopher's Egg. How does a Philosopher's Egg work? If I eat it, do I become really smart? Or if I incubate it and hatch it, will it turn into an Albert Einstein? Or will it hatch into an Albert Einstein? Oh well, but we need that to, as you would expect, open up another area to the game. And we do that over here. And here we just put our Philosopher's Egg in this little pot that's got blue flame. Like it's from the ghost ship or something. Anytime a blue stone is mentioned in like these riddles and whatnot, it's kind of obvious what's going to happen. We gotta fight old Slimy here. Fuck this guy. Oh, it's here that I noticed a new move that you can do. I'm not sure if you can do it in the first fight, but just give it a second. Yeah, Slimy can eat you. For some odd reason, that isn't an instant death. The last time I checked in, eating does kind of kill you, but all it does is that you have to go into this area where we have to deal with those ghost skulls, like from the one part. You know what I'm talking about, but just like last time, they don't become vulnerable until you get close enough to them. You gotta dodge their attack, and then just blow them up. Eventually, you gotta take care of this leader skull, I guess, and take on a boss. As you would expect, this is the Griffin. In the first, I'm sure he can probably do this. The slime monster can do the same thing in the first fight, where he eats you, you have to take care of the skulls, and then you gotta fight Phantom. Here in the second fight, you gotta take on Griffin. Gee, I wonder what you gotta take on in the third fight. Oh, well, with the Sparta and the grenade launcher, this fight is ridiculously easy. And with that, a portal reveals, because now you're playing with portals, or now you're thinking with portals. And oddly enough, breaking out of his gooey shell does damage to him. I guess if you don't feel like doing the light switch thing, you can probably do the whole get eaten, fight the skulls, fight the boss, mini boss, I guess. But here I think that might have been a new attack where he shoots out missiles in his ass. Ew. Well, he might have done that before. I wasn't really paying attention to this guy, but it's the same dealio. Just make sure that the lights are on. The area is a lot smaller, so you won't be able to dodge his attacks very well. But you can probably also jump on you a little easier. This guy goes in quite fine. You can easily just jump off the guy, attack the switch, leap back onto him, and then attack the weak spot. The Sparta makes this fight ridiculously easy because, as you noticed before, just a few attacks from the Sparta, a few rounds even on your back, does damage. A lot of it too. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, but oh well, that's the end of the fight. For some odd reason, walking around in his corpse slows you down. Oh well. And our philosopher's egg transforms into apparently something we need to get into the underworld. I thought we were already in the mirror dimension. Now the elixir makes me wonder, in other Final Fantasy games, when you get to, well not, this isn't a Final Fantasy game mind you, but in Final Fantasy games you can get elixirs and they heal all your HP, they heal all your MP. But in this game it says that you can use that to get into the underworld. Can you do the same thing in Final Fantasy games? You can just use an elixir to go into hell, fight some demons, rack up some pretty good EXP. Oh well, that's just me digging around. Back to the mirror dimension, even though we were already in the mirror dimension. I don't know what this game is trying to do with this whole mirror thing. It's like something out of Silent Hill, which is going to get even worse in the next area, because if you remember correctly, in the place where we used the Hermes staff, there was two zones. It was the blue one and the red one. Now, you weren't supposed to go into the red one, but the blue one... Okay, yeah, you were supposed to go into the blue one first, but now we can go into the red mirror. And going through there, we can use our elixir to get the thing we need. Once again, Silent Hill, going into mirrors, and inside here, we go to the other world. Seriously, Silent Hill, what's up with this game? Oh well, here in the other world, we get the Philosopher's Stone. Boy, Edward Elric is probably going to be pissed. And here we take on a new type of enemy. I call these guys Silent Hill rejects, because that's what they look like to me. Anyways, these guys are not really that hard, at least compared to like lizard men or blitzes. If you leave them alone, they'll turn on a... I think if you leave them alone, they'll put on the mask and it'll cause them to grow. I mean, it really doesn't do all that much. All it does is just give them another attack where they'll drop an eyeball. I think that's what it is. And that eyeball will eventually explode like it's a mine from Metroid. But yeah, these guys, they're not all that fast, they're not all that strong. If you beat on them enough, their mask will break and they'll revert back to their mini form. I'm guessing the large form is supposed to be stronger, plus it does that little arm slam attack. And when they die, they explode. And they take forever to die like other enemies. If you get too close to them while they're doing their little explosion thing, it'll hurt you. So, word to the wise, don't do it. And this place is exactly like the first stage where you fought Nello Angelo. So you just gotta find broken areas to climb up to, so you can get back into the bedroom, I guess. That's what it is. And use the Philosopher's Stone to get to the underworld. Oh, and I'm guessing the sun is sucking itself in this dimension? Oh, well, probably best not to ask. And blue orb fragment just floating over there. Not sure how to get that, don't ask me how. And here we go back through the mirror into another mirror. I'm just confused because we go into a mirror to enter into a dimension, but we go into another mirror to enter into a mirror world. How many mirrors are in this game? Oh, and another hidden blue orb fragment. Because we don't have enough blue orb fragments. And down in this portal, we have to go back to the puddle of evil. And like last time, if you fall down, you have to go through the bit where you're slowly losing health, possibly because you're drowning, but then again, we were swimming earlier and doing just fine. You gotta fight the skulls. Just hop from skull to skull. Whenever they start flying to you, just use your grenade launcher and you'll be fine. Also, the last one that dies, I think gives you a full green orb upgrade. Or not green orb upgrade, but essentially gives you a health boost. Anyways, back inside the chapel, we can use our Philosopher's Stone to go into the Puddle of Evil. And inside the Puddle of Evil, we go into hell. Sorry about that. Hell. And it's here where we're supposed to use the Philosopher's Stone to open up this demon vagina? I don't know. It's weird, this whole flesh thing. This area just looks like you're supposed to be inside some kind of monster gut. Oh well, I just accept it, hop right in, and that's the end of the mission. Next time, we're going to take our first few steps into the underworld and fight our way into Mundus. See you later.